So you'll get you can
Yeah, thanks.
press yes on the prompt. That's it. So this will be a pretty brief session and a quick introduction to what session skills are first, and then we'll do the supporting test for Trinity Classical and Jazz. So the reason session skills exists in the rock and pop curriculum is because as a working musician, if you're entering a studio, there are a couple of things that you need to do. Number one is the music director or the composer might have sheet music for you and say, this is what I want you to play. And therefore you read the sheet music or you listen to an example being played and you play it back on your instrument. Either you sing it back if you're a singer, or you play it back on the drum kit or if you're a drummer, or you're playing it back on the guitar if you're a guitar player. So the first one is playback, where you're given a musical example and you have to play it back and you actually hear it. So in the exam room, what happens is you're given a piece of music. You are so you can read it and you can also hear it. The example is played. So what happens is you're given two bars of music and then you play it back. So if you're a guitar player, you're playing it back on the guitar. If you're a singer, you're singing it back. So you hear two bars of music, you sing it back, you get another blast of two bars of music, you sing it back, another two bars of music, you sing it back. That happens about, I think, 4 times. Two bars of music played 4 times, one after another. So and that whole process happens 2 times. The first time is for practice and the second time is for assessment. So that is for playback, and the second one is improvisation. The second thing which might happen in a studio is the music director or the composer says, well, I have a musical idea, but I don't know what else I can do with it. So you, as the musician, what do you think? What can you do? Show me what you can do, what you think you can do. And that's when you're put in a spot where, okay, let's hear your musical idea, and you build music on top of it. You compose music on the spot. Now, for those, if there are parents here who have not played music before, it might seem daunting. Okay, I'm supposed to compose music on the spot, but guitar players actually have a lot of fun with improvising. So they're given like a backing track where there's drums, bass, and say a piano playing, and on top of that, they create music on the spot. Okay, so having said that, let me open up made a little PowerPoint for us. Hold on. Just a second. Let me get this going. Right, guys, I'm hoping you're being able to see this. So I'm going to talk you through the points first, and I'll leave plenty of time for questions. Are you still being able to see the PowerPoint? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it says screen sharing is paused. Okay. Something is wrong here. Hold on. Ah, right. Okay, so this is going to be here. Sorry about that. So first of all, rock and pop session skills, improv and playback. So first of all, let's talk about rock and pop session skills. Sorry, this is a weird way of presenting, but anytime I'm making it full screen, it's going away. Let me try this again. Slideshow. I think this is working. Can someone tell me what is written on the screen right now?
What is improvisation?
Perfect. Okay. So we'll talk about session skills, which is improvisation and playback. They are two different things. You, as a student of rock and pop, get to choose which one you want to do. So if you're strong at improvising, you choose improvisation. If you have a good ear and maybe decent sight singing, sight reading skills, you can do playback. Because some students rely, if you're choosing playback, some students are very much ear oriented. They hear the music and they sing it back. And some students are very strong sight readers, so you can actually read the music and then play it back. Either way, you get both the options. You get to hear the audio and you get to see the notes. So these are skills which enhance musicality and real world performance abilities. So as I mentioned, I being a working musician, I've been put in both situations. I've had music directors tell me, I want you to play this, exactly this. Or I've come across music directors who say, well, I've got all the other parts sorted. You're a guitar player. Please show me what you think you can do on this. And they hire me as a musician for 2 hours, and for 2 hours I sit in the studio and I give various ideas on how to build the song. So I'm an improviser then, and I'm not really following direct instruction. So improvisation is creating music spontaneously using scales and chord progressions. The exam requirement is basically what you're doing here is you're demonstrating your creativity as a musician and also your knowledge of the instrument. Let's see if I can offer you an example of improvisation. There are several improvisation examples on YouTube, but I'll just show you one. If you're a drummer or a guitar player or a singer or any other instrument, there are different examples given on YouTube. You can find them, but I'm going to see if I can show you something in particular. Let's see. So playback. Right, so rock and pop, if you go to rock and pop session skill improvisation, let's take an example. We'll perhaps watch a small video. Is it okay if I take a vocal improvisation, perhaps, and then you can find your own instrument, because I want to give just one example. Trinity session skills improvisation. Here we go. So this is a really simple one. Let's have a listen to improvising in a ballad style. Okay, this might give you a fair idea of what the exam situation will look like. Okay. Yep, enjoy the video. I'll be back right after this video. So please have a look at this lady doing an improvisation in a ballad style. Oh, sorry, this gentleman doing...
This is the Trinity Rock and Pop Improvisation Guide for Grade 1 Vocals. In a ballad style. Now, ballads are songs about love and loss and heartache and passion, and you need to convey that emotion when you sing and when you improvise in this style. So we're going to use vowel sounds like ah, oo, and o, and long phrases to convey that emotion.
So what you could hear are very clear musical ideas and a clear artistic intent, because the first thing which he mentioned is this is a ballad style, and therefore the context is the songs are usually about love and loss and passion, and therefore you need to create that mood. And the way he approached it is to create is to have excuse me, hold on, is to sing long legato notes. Whereas on the other hand, if you're singing something like funk, you might want to use like short, choppy notes. So if you're singing something along the lines of Uptown Funk, then you might want to use, instead of going like ooh, ah, long notes, you might want to use something like so that those are short, choppy notes. You're trying to create a funk feel rather than a soft, long ballad feel. So your stylistic awareness is also tested in these session skills. Right. One more thing to note, that whole improvisation process that you saw this gentleman doing, you'll have the track played 2 times. The first time is for your practice, and the second time is for assessment. So during the first time, if you sing absolutely nothing, or if you, I don't know, dance around the exam room, it does not affect your grade. But what you do in the second time is your mark, is your assessment. So you get 1 full round to practice, and the second round is for your assessment. That's when you're marked. I'm going to offer you, okay, so I'm going to go through the playback bit now, so you can see playback, and after that you can ask me questions. By the way, the improvisation and playback, the session skills, you get to choose one. You don't have to do both. So if you're doing improvisation, then only work on improvising. I'm not saying don't work on your sight reading or your ear training. Do all of that. That's a part of your music training. But for your exams, remember, you'll only get improvisation. It's worth 20 marks of your exam. Okay. Next, let's have a quick look at playback, just so you know what this is and what your options are. So, a playback is basically you listen to short pieces of music and you have to play it back as accurately as possible, note for note. In the lower grades, it's quite simple, and the higher up the grades you go, the more difficult it is, the longer the phrases are. Generally, students who are doing vocals, they like playback till grade 3. Then grade 4 onwards, playback gets very long-winded, and it does take significant sight singing skills. So I've seen grade 4 or 5 onwards singers, even if they did playback till then, they usually move to improvisation. So let's have a quick look at what playback looks like. And then we'll have then I'll explain. Okay. Right. Let's have a look. Right. So let's have a quick listen, and then I'll come back to the meeting, and I'll talk you through this. So what you just heard is basically playback for the guitar, and that sounds pretty much like initial grade guitar. So what you heard was 2 bars of music being played, then there's a space for the student to play another 2 bars of music. The student plays the 2 bars of music. So you hear 2 bars of music, then the 2 bars are repeated without the guitar player playing, so you can play it back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Pretty clear?
Yes.
Yep, brilliant. And let me show you what you are seeing. I have a session skill book with me. So you can see what you will be seeing on in front of you, because you will have music in front of you. You'll have the sheet music, and you'll be hearing the audio example. Let's see. Sorry, my computer is a bit sleepy today. Right, okay. So I've got session skills for vocals here, so you can see what it looks like. Here we go. Right, this is an example from grade 2 guitar, so you can have a look at what it looks like for guitar players, but it's going to be similar for singer. Okay? Have a look. So if you got that, you'll see that these 2 bars of music were played first. Then there was a 2 bar gap where the student has to play it back. Then these 2 bars were played, a little 2 bar gap where the student plays it back, so on and so forth. So because if a student were to play all of these 8 bars at one go, it might be a bit overwhelming. So the musician is taken through this exercise in small chunks. And the higher up the grades you go, the more complicated the playback gets. Okay? Once more, you get one full run for rehearsal and practice, and then the same track is played again for assessment. Okay? Right. A second. Right. So you're given you're awarded marks for getting it as accurately as possible. In the higher grade, you also have dynamics, which means if the track says go loud, you have to go loud. If the track says go soft, play piano, play piano. By the way, by pianoforte, I mean loud and soft, and I don't mean the instrument piano. So the exam requirement here is to kind of focus, get the rhythm right, get the pitch right, get the phrasing right, and even stuff like in grade 6 onwards, advanced levels, you have focus on getting the articulation right, which is legato or staccato. Okay, so that's your playback. So some takeaways are, if you are improvising, you need to practice your scales. For drummers, please practice your paradiddles, different fills. Try and experiment. If you're going for improvising, remember at first no one's a good improviser. You have to practice it, and the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the more sense of adventure you feel, because I love improvising because it gives me a sense of adventure. I don't know what's happening next, what music will come out of me next. So it's kind of like if you're given an extempore, if you're if you're asked to kind of say something like, I can see Hiranmai right now. If I say Hiranmai, say something about a lion right now. So I've put her on a spot. So the next thing which comes out of her mind right now is her imagination of what, or an improvisation of what comes to her mind about lions. It could be lions are beautiful. It could be lions are dangerous, or it could be, well, whatever, anything. Um, uh, so basically, you need to ensure that you get enough practice in to ensure to get the best possible outcome, because all of us, we have a sense of adventure and improvisation in us, but in order to blossom you need to practice a lot. You need to do more of this so you get comfortable doing this. And the thing with playback is listening carefully, break phrases into chunks, and you develop ear skills, oral skills in the process. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Like, a very good way of practicing for improvisation is you go to YouTube and look for improvisation backing tracks. So something like, if you like heavy metal, or so in your grade it's specified what kind of styles you get for improvising. So say at grade, I know for a fact that grade 7 vocals has Latin, because I have a grade 7 student. So if it says Latin, then go to YouTube, look for Latin improvisation tracks and practice along with it. If it says heavy metal, then practice with heavy metal tracks, so on and so forth. Yes, so I would like to open up to questions. Pihu, I see you have your hand up. Go on, Pihu, tell me.
So, how do I figure out which improv types are there for grade 5?
Right. I'm going to send the syllabus on this chat box right now. Please download it, and I'll show you where it's written. Okay. Yes, I've just sent the file on the chat box. Please open the file, and I'll guide you through. Okay. Okay, so here you go, your vocal syllabus. Singers, if you haven't been through your syllabus, actually all of you, if you're going for exams, if you haven't been through the syllabus, please do so. It's important that you do. Which grade are you doing, Pihu? Grade 5. Okay. So look at this. So under playback, it's given what are your time signatures given, note values, so on and so forth, and the grade is specified. So say total length for initial grade, grade 1, grade 2 is 8 bars, but in grade 3 it's 8 to 12 bars. So you can see things are getting more and more difficult already. So for improvising for grade 5, so that's grade 5. So let's see, 12-8 time signature, 12 bars of music, sus4 chords. These are your styles then, Pihu. Funk, shuffle, and disco. Grade 6, Latin and metal. Grade 7, these things. And grade 8, all of these things. And remember, this is, so you're specializing in these styles one after another, okay? Before I take on any more questions, there is a copy of this book at Crossroads. I'm getting session skills for all of the subjects, so you don't need to buy the book. We are buying it for you, but you need to please come to Crossroads, consult your teacher, and ask them, can you show me the examples from the book, and the teacher will take you through these examples. The audio files are also with the teachers, so you can actually go through the audio files with them. And then improvising does not, so over here in playback there is melodic information, it tells you which notes to play. But in improvising, there's nothing here. They just tell you what style it is. So say this one is blues, and it tells you what chords are there, what time signature it is, so on and so forth. Right, I seem to have a lot of questions. Meg.
Yes. Okay. So if I were to go for improv for my session skills, while we're in the exam room and listening to the first, play when they play the first, the track for the first time, how do you suggest we remember what we practice for the first time so that we kind of bring it on to the second one? Because I've had that problem when I sing something in the first time and then I change it and I sing something else the second time. So how would you suggest we kind of remember it, or like do we keep it easy, or like how do we go about that?
Very good question. So here's the thing, Mehek, it's a matter of trial and error. And what I usually do is if something works, the thing is it's difficult to remember. If something has worked, it's like, oh, I'll remember it the second round. You will not. So what you should do, Mehek, is sing that idea a few times to yourself. Oh, okay, that's the melody line. Because if I'm improvising, I like those notes. So but sing that a few times just so you don't forget, because it's practice round. So and see what works. And if something doesn't work, like oh goodness, that's a horrible note. Don't sing that note again. So I'm gonna avoid that and just go and then build on that I. So what you need to do is, I'd say if you have something good, it's an automatic thing. Like you feel like, oh, that felt good. Let me try and sing it again and remember that phrase. But it is something which does take practice. And to be absolutely frank, Meg, if I improvise something now and you ask me to play it back in another 15-20 minutes, I'll not remember it. So it's something which takes some practice and this conscious determination to remember it. And if you're conscious of it, I want to remember this, I want to sing this, then you should have an easier time remembering.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's you're basically saying that try your best to remember it and then just build upon that specific.
That's it. And
All
during the practice session, if you have an idea which you really like, sing it a few times during practice. Because what you do during practice, you're not performing, you're practicing. You're like, oh, that, and you can go, you can do all of that while the track is running. Doesn't matter. And between the two tracks, between the practice and the assessment, you get a 1 minute gap, so you can rehearse those ideas in that.
Oh, okay. It's not like directly after.
No, you get a little space.
Okay, and it's a minute 30 seconds, right?
The improvisation itself,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I have to check.
Because the track we looked at the other day was a minute 30, that's why.
Yeah, then it should be similar. So,
Alright.
Meg, again, ask me again during class, and I can give you the tracks.
I will.
This was it.
Yeah, all right, done. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you
Gayatri?
so much.
Thank you, Meg. Gayatri?
Yeah, so I had like a bunch of questions, okay, and they're probably stupid, but what would you suggest?
There's nothing called a stupid question, Gayatri. Go ahead.
Okay, what would you suggest for improv? Like, see, I'm planning on doing improvisation, right? But suppose like they give us like, any random track, okay? But like, what do you suggest like I should sing? Like, see, we have like a lot of options, right? We have like o, do, re, mi. Like, what do you think would like help me like get better marks? Like, and it's like easier to do during improvs.
Okay, so singers are not, you're not supposed to use words. I mean, because if you're thinking about words, it means you're thinking about literature, you're thinking about literary meanings, but you just want to make musical sense at that point of time. So I'd say you can either use vowels or you can use consonants. But the context is, if you're using, okay, if you have a musical context, I'm going to turn my original sound on, so it might get a bit noisy because I'm playing the guitar. So if you have a context which sounds like this, that sounds like very slow and balladish. And I think on this context, you might want to use long vowels like whoa, yeah. But if you have something which is more, I don't know, rock or funk or something like if you're singing very quick notes, if you're singing staccato notes, then use consonants. Then you can use I don't know, Scooby Doo,
Yeah, I get it.
that kind of stuff. But if
But
you're using long notes, use vowels. Yeah.
okay, but since it's like a pop exam, it's like not jazz, right? So is it like possible for us to like scat and stuff?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's all scatting. So scatting is a fancy name for vocal improv. You
Yeah.
using nonsensical words. You can use words. I've never come across students who use words. Um, but if you want to use words, you're welcome. So there's a cat on my sofa. He's sitting there alone. There's a cat on my sofa. So if you, I started singing about a cat on my sofa. Now the words will not mean anything, but the music you make will. So I would say instead of focusing on okay, what words can I think of, focus purely on the music. Okay, because
All right.
you're not there as a lyricist, you're there as a vocalist.
Yeah, okay. And can you like maybe send me some practice tracks? Because the you
Definitely.
sent me like this book, I think, like with the side music, like the sheet music like written on it. Like there's no track, so I don't really know how to practice it. Like I can use YouTube videos, but
Mm-hmm.
like I think it probably help if you send me some tracks as well too for improv at least.
Right. So Gayatri, ask your teacher. They'll help you with practice tracks and stuff. So one more thing I should specify: the session skills book. It is copyright. I can't distribute it without. I mean, I might be in danger of a lawsuit. So you can either buy the book, or you can come to the school and practice, or talk to me later about it, and I can figure something out for you. Okay, Gayatri?
Also, one more thing. In the key takeaways, you wrote "stay in time." What does that mean?
Oh, it means that pay attention to the rhythm. It is a backing track. So you get points for staying in rhythm, respect the rhythm which is being played. Another thing, stuff which you get marks for are vibratos, melismas, showing range, showing your musical skills. Because if you're improvising and you're staying on just one note, then you will probably not do very well on that because it's not very creative. But
Okay.
pay attention to the rhythm, pay attention to how you can melodically explore and make sense and show your artistic creativity at the same time.
All right. Understood. Thank you.
Uh, right, I'm going to answer the questions where the hands are up. Then I'll come back to you, Pihu. I can see you've sent me a few questions, but I'll come back to you. Lara, yes.
So I'm in grade one guitar. So my question is like I have two questions. So first, this will be there in grade one, right? Of guitar.
Yes, it's there for
So
all grades, yeah. For
yeah.
initial, yeah.
So like we have to choose one between the two. Like
Yes,
okay,
correct. You have to choose one out of the two. Usually, guitar players, till they're in grade two, they usually choose playback because their improvisation is not that confident yet. But I think grade three onwards, guitar players they enjoy doing improv because they get they feel a lot more confident doing an improv, and guitar players they usually enjoy doing improvisation. Okay.
so just one more question. So like playback is like you listen to the note and play it back on guitar,
Yes.
and improvisation. What exactly was it? Just in brief.
Um, you hear like the backing music, anything else but the guitar. Like you have a drummer playing, a bass player playing, um, and the guitar player has to play music on top of that on the spot.
Oh yeah, like a backing track. Okay.
Yeah, you have to play on top of a backing track. So Mr. Ashish is here. I believe he's your teacher. So have a word with Mr. Ashish about how you can improvise and effectively. But I'll see if I can show you a quick small snippet of a video of an improvisation, just so you know uh, what you might be expected to do. I'm hoping to find something good here on YouTube. Okay, let's have a look. So this is grade 7 guitar jazz improvising. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna play maybe a few seconds of it. Excuse me. So what I'm doing here is I've never heard this track ever in my life, but I'm trying to create music on top of it there and then. So this is improvisation. This whole thing is played twice. First time for practice, and then you get a little 1 minute break, gather your thoughts, and play your ideas, and then it's played again for assessment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just practice with your teacher, and if you need material, you can buy the session skills book, or you can ask your teacher for some examples. Okay, and we can figure it out.
Yeah, sure.
Right, Laksh.
Hi, sir. I wanted to ask if the guitar amplifier is already there at the examination center. Will it be provided?
Yes, there will be a guitar amp at the exam center. The only thing which you might want to bring is your guitar and your effects pedal if you're using an effects pedal. But there are usually good amps. There are microphones. It's a very nice setup. Have you seen the drums room at Crossroads? So
Yeah, I have.
room was it's actually an exam center. Okay, so it was set up in a way that there was a drum kit, a guitar, a full PA system with the examiner handling the mixer. So everything was sorted. So that's one of the reasons why Crossroads has such great equipment, is because we are an exam center and we are required to have all this equipment. Otherwise, we won't be an exam center. So all exam centers, they'll have a very good guitar amp. They'll have everything, but they will not have a guitar for you. So bring guitar, bring cables, bring your effects pedal.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Laksh. Right, Niara.
Um, so my one of my songs, my technical focus song, it has like 4 bars of improv. Do I have to do improv like on top of that? Does that count as my session skills, or do I have to do like separately, like playback of improv?
No, that doesn't count as your session skill. That is an improvisation during your performance. So that comes under your 25 marks or 30 marks that you are getting for your pieces. So two pieces are worth 25 marks, and your technical focus piece is worth 30 marks. But your technical focus 30 marks, so your that improvisation area is a part of that 30 mark chunk. It's not a part of your session skill.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that's different, and that is kind of like, okay, what else can you do with this song? So that again puts you in the shoes of a professional musician. Okay, so I'm going to leave it to the singer to figure out what they want to do here. Okay,
Yeah, like giving you like creative freedom to do.
exactly. That's the creative space that you're getting. Right, so Johan, I can see your question here. Johan, what you do is, if you go to Trinity Rock and Pop, just go to Google, look for Trinity Rock and Pop drum syllabus. It's free to download. The syllabus book is free to download, but your exam book, where the pieces and exercises are, that you'll need to buy, and all students need to buy the book. You cannot give the exam without the book. You can't come to the exam without the book. Oh, that reminds me, guys. Please ensure that you bring your book, your ID, and a bottle of water, and of course your instruments and stuff, whatnot. Yeah, that's it. Okay, last question from Mehek. I have a Trinity classical session after this. Yes, Mehek, tell me.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask if the hall tickets and stuff were there yet.
I believe it has arrived, but let me just double check, because
Yeah, because I have to like fill out the form for the order of the songs and everything, so that's gonna take a little time.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it's a
Sir,
5.
I collected my hall ticket today.
Okay, okay. Taniksha's call. If Taniksha's
Okay.
collected her hall ticket, it means Mehak, your hall ticket is also there.
Yeah, even I have mine.
All right then. I'll go pick it up then.
Brilliant. Guys,
All
if you
right.
have further questions, please feel free to WhatsApp me if you need syllabus books, reading material, other questions like, oh, I forgot to ask sir about this question. Please go ahead and WhatsApp me on my phone number. If you don't have my phone number, I'll just type it out on the chat box. My name, by the way, is Samya Maradona, and please get in touch for whatever else you need, okay? Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you again soon. All the best for your exams.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Thank you,
So
sir.
just one more thing.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Left the meeting by mistake, and I do not have that link that you sent me right now. So can you send it once more in the
Which
chat?
link? For
The PDF that you just gave on chat.
link, like the syllabus book, or what
Yeah, that one.
okay. As I mentioned, the syllabus book is free to download from the website, but since I have it on my computer, I'm going to send it now. Here we go. Right, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop recording